Okay. Now, as you have already said, that the basis of the principle on which the different types of chromatographies are there, these are what? These are on the basis of differences of property. Property means the three major things. These are solubility, size, and affinity. Means what? Means, for example, you consider that there are, as you have already learned about size exclusion chromatography, there are two components. One size is bigger, another size is smaller. So when you put this the mixture of bigger and smaller, then what will happen? On a sieve, the bigger thing will get trapped and the smaller one will come out. So on the basis of size, you have separated two things. But in chromatography, the same thing is there, but you have to remember one thing very, very carefully. For size exclusion chromatography, you need to be really attentive. For size exclusion chromatography, the smaller size, the material which is small in size, will be trapped inside the matrix, and the bigger molecule will come out through the column. So in size exclusion chromatography, the separation of materials will be done on the basis of size or molecular weight, and the small molecular weight or small size material will be trapped inside the matrix, that means the column, and the bigger molecule will come out. So if your methodology is such that you want to isolate the bigger molecule or bigger protein, then there is no problem. But if your protocol is such that you need to isolate the smaller protein or small molecular weight protein, then there is a problem. What is the problem? The small molecular weight protein will be trapped inside the matrix and it will not get out, but the bigger molecule will come out normally. So in order to isolate or in order to separate the small molecular protein, it is not advisable that you use size exclusion chromatography. One more thing you have to understand, that the principle of size exclusion chromatography and SDS page for proteins are kind of similar, because in SDS page also, on the basis of molecular weight only, you get separate the proteins. Understood? Means what? Means if the molecular weight or size of a protein is small, it will run faster. If the molecular weight or size of the protein is more, it will run slower in a SDS page column or SDS page gel. So in SDS page also, on the basis of size, you separate proteins. In size exclusion chromatography also, on the basis of size only, you separate proteins. Now you have to think about how SDS page and size exclusion chromatography are different. I have right now already told the similarities between size exclusion chromatography and SDS page. Now on an assignment on the next day, I want you to write down how it is different, how size exclusion chromatography and SDS page are different. Okay, so you have to write an assignment on this. The day on which you will see this video, you have to write the assignment. One more thing, I have given you one PDF also, in which I have clearly mentioned why chromatographies are necessary. There are some precipitation techniques, salting out and this and that, but at the same time I have given you a note of the why chromatographies are required, on the same note in which I have given you the chromatography block diagram. You have to remember this. Now next, you think the column chromatography, the column is this which I have drawn now, and in the column there are two phases. Okay, or there are two different things. This is a hypothetical concept. When we are showing there are two things, one is two different phases are there in this. Now in the beginning arrow we are putting the sample here, and in the last arrow the product will come out. Okay, now the mixture you have given in the chromatography column. In the first arrow, along with the first arrow, you have given the mixture of heterogeneous mixture of proteins and some other things. So when you give the mixture and put into the column, what will happen? The material or whatever mixture is there will distribute it separately on the basis of solubility, size or affinity. Okay, if it is ion exchange chromatography, then it on the basis of affinity it will be separated. If it is affinity chromatography, then also on the basis of affinity it will be get separated. If it is size exclusion chromatography, on the basis of size it will get separated, isn't it? Okay. Now what will happen? On the basis of these three properties only, it will get separated. Now the product may come out directly, or it may also get trapped. Understood? What I am trying to say is, you have given the mixture. After giving the mixture, the product will come out. The product may come out, or it may also get inside the column also. As I have said, for size exclusion chromatography, the bigger molecule will come out. Now it up to you whether you use the bigger molecule as a product or the smaller molecule is your product. When small molecule is your product, then it will get trapped inside the column. Then it will be difficult for you to isolate. I will come to those things later on. Now inside the matrix, there will be separate pores, or separate what do you call spheres, in which there will be some space. For size exclusion chromatography, the materials will get trapped inside the pores only. Okay, therefore the smaller molecule will get inside the pores, and the bigger molecules will come out of the pores. Okay, now see, this is how the separation will take place. You have given one this thing, the mixture. From the mixture, different molecules will get distributed in two different phases. Ultimately the product may come out, or product may get in. It depends on which kind of principle you are using. Now for simplicity, once again we are drawing one this thing, what do you call, one column. From this also it will be clear for you. Now this is a column chromatography column, and this is the reservoir on which you will get your products. Okay, now the mixture is like this. Okay, now how many? 1 2 3 4 5 different components are there, and we see that out of the 5 different components, four different components are trapped inside the column, and only the round component has come out of the column. That means the column is such that it will bind the other components on the basis of more solubility, more size, or more affinity. For example, if you are isolating an enzyme, the substrate which you use for the matrix, the substrate will bind the enzyme in such a way that it will get trapped, and the other enzymes for which you have not given any substrate will come out of the chromatography column. Understood? It is clearly visible. Now when we analyze the product, how we analyze? We analyze the product by means of various things. For example, by means of mass spectrometry, you can separate. I analyze the product on the basis of colorimetry. Also, you can I analyze the product on the basis of infrared chromatography. Also, you can infrared spectroscopy. Also, you can identify the product. Once we identify the product, we get peaks of this kind. Okay. Now this is the analyzer, and this analyzer, what we see, the first peak is such that one component has come out. The second peak is such that one more component has come out. That means for two different components, there are two different time intervals. For example, for the first component there is T1, and for the second component that is T2.